Hamm. It's been a long day. And I won't have to put this over you so I can relax. You understand? Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Dom Griffin, I'm a film critic and you're watching The Armchair Auteur. This is an ongoing video series I do where we talk about new movies, old movies, screenplay analysis, television reviews, that sort of thing. So if you like movies, you like movie adjacent popular culture, and you'll see somebody pick those things apart, you should consider subscribing. It is practically a holiday around here because today I am reviewing No Sudden Move, the new HBO Max streaming film from my favorite living filmmaker on the planet, Steven Soderbergh, new Soderbergh joint, coming at you. I'm stoked. This is like not maybe gonna be the kind of review you want because I'm not gonna like pick this thing apart necessarily or like be really like critical and like, yeah, I wish this was better, why is it this, why is it that? I don't care. I like Steven Soderbergh. I think I like every movie he's ever made. I think the only movies of his I've seen that I didn't like were like Kafka maybe, and that one's okay. And like Schizopolis, but even that's kind of cool. He's my most watched filmmaker on Letterboxd. I would hang out with him. If I still drank, I would try the weird vodka that he has like money in. I love this man. He can do no wrong. The man's unassailable to me.
You taste so good like I know you would. You have something in common. You make me feel so right. I love you, baby, all night.
He's a god. So, unlike most of my videos where I'm gonna like kind of pick apart the plot and talk about all these different things, like I'm gonna tell you to watch the movie. So if you don't really have time to watch a video for me this week, you can just cut it off, go watch No Sudden Move on HBO Max. It's fantastic. I think you'll dig it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry for you having like bad taste, but like you should go see it. So you can leave. You guys can go. If, however, you too treasure the time we spend together and you want to hang out and talk about this movie anyway, we're going to do that anyway. You can stick around. His newest film sees him re-teaming with Ed Solomon, the underrated scribe behind the Bill and Ted films and the first Men in Black movie. He and Soderbergh previously collaborated on Mosaic, an interactive whodunit app that became a mystery miniseries for HBO. You can't watch the app version anymore, but the miniseries cut is tremendous and definitely worth seeking out after you watch No Sudden Move, since it's also on HBO Max. But I digress. No Sudden Move, with its status as a throwback noir with real-life texture in a Detroit setting, feels like a callback to Out of Sight, the film that initially broke Soderbergh into the A-list. But rather than adapting another Elmore Leonard novel, this is an original story, conceived by he and Solomon, drawing heavily from real Detroit history. The movie, set in 1954, follows a pair of opposed criminals, Kurt Goins, played by Don Cheadle, and Ronnie Russo, played by Benicio Del Toro, who get hired by Jones, played by Brendan Fraser, to do a babysitting job. His other man, played by Kieran Culkin, is going to force an accountant, played by David Harbour, to pilfer some important documents from work, while Goins and Russo watch his family, including director Amy Seimetz as Harbour's wife, and Noah Jupe as his eldest son. There's tons of other players on the board as well, including, but not limited to, Jon Hamm as a detective, Ray Liotta and Bill Duke as rival kingpins, Julia Fox as Russo's secret girlfriend, and a surprise appearance from Matt Damon in a role I'd rather not expand upon in this video. This is a movie whose plot and twists are actually worth experiencing firsthand, so even though I'm usually anti-spoiler phobia, I am loath to talk about the story itself too much because 1, you really should see this, and 2, it's less the story itself that's so impressive as the casual and assured way it is told. There's a detail and care to every character, even the ones who seem like also-rans, that make every plot development and every new information reveal feel thrilling even though the story itself isn't particularly fast-paced or action-packed. Like, there's a scene where Harbour's character is arguing with his side piece, a secretary, and their exchange over the film's MacGuffin is so layered with drama surrounding their own little indiscretions that aren't immediately germane to the pressing narrative at hand, and I just fucking loved it. It's so good. So many lazy modern noirs treat all the supporting characters like NPCs who don't exist until they cross paths with the film's story. But the best crime dramas work so well because every single player has an angle, every single person is hiding something, and every single person cannot be fully trusted.
He sits up front.
You're not gonna get stabbed in the neck, Ronald.
I like to sit in the back.
So sit in the back.
With its sprawling cast, intricate plotting, and curious sense of humor, No Sudden Move has a minor Coen Brothers vibe, but if you're picking that up in the film, it's not because Soderbergh is heavily influenced by them or homaging them, but that both filmmakers regularly borrow some of the narrative building blocks from Dashiell Hammett's Continental Op series, even though some of the brutal fatalism on display reeks of Donald Westlake's Parker novels too. It leads to these great scenes and little mirrored moments that give you that good old, wow, they really don't make them like this anymore feeling I absolutely live for in throwbacks.
How do you do it? I don't like doing the dishes either.
How do you do it? Actually, how does anyone do it?
What do you mean?
Just anything. All of it. It's this.
Sometimes when people lie, they tend to over-explain, kind of thing.
Her badgering was annoying him, so he took her in to get her out of the way. He was only in there a minute, came back out. I had followed, and so I was turning. And then I kind of came up behind him, sort of, like here.
With this being a Soderbergh movie, the genre trappings are really just an extension of his pet themes, namely the ravages of capitalism and the intersection of commerce and humanity. Even though it has similarly cruel vibes in its third act, No Sudden Move isn't quite as nihilistic as Andrew Dominik's similarly brutal neo-noir Killing Them Softly.
Don't make me laugh.
But like that film, it builds to a painful and unavoidable statement about the system our society is melting under, while finding ways to comment on redlining and gentrification in a way that never feels preachy or repetitive. But as usual, Soderbergh finds more sincerity within that darker tone, balancing the fatalism of the genre with something resembling optimism, if not for the structures and systems of this country, then in its lower caste citizens and their individual capacity for decency amid so much self-destructive greed. And that rules. It totally fucking rules. I can't say that No Sudden Move is like one of his best films or like top 5, maybe top 10. It's really good, but to me, what I like most about this film is not necessarily the film itself, or the film itself is going to be like a top 5 movie for me at the end of the year. I mean, maybe, maybe not. I hope there are other more exciting movies this year. It's that every time he has a new movie out, even the ones that like are considered lesser than, even the ones that are like not full-on bangers, the feeling I get every time I watch a new Soderbergh movie is always exciting. It's always fun. He's always trying something slightly new. Here's the fact that he's using the old school glass and lenses on like modern cameras, which leads to like some of the images looking a little bit weird here and there. His movies are just so good. And like, it's silly that I just keep saying this is so good because I don't like doing that. It's always a difficulty when I have to review things I really like, that you don't want to just repeat yourself and keep being like, oh, this is great, you watch it. Because that is true. Please do. Help my man's out, stream it. But it really just got me, man. Like I really was into it. I love the cast. Like Don Cheadle's great. It's one of the more muted Benicio Del Toro performances, which is always kind of cool to see. Everyone is good. Like Bill Duke shows up, and you know, the minute Bill Duke is in a movie, I automatically give it like 4 extra stars.
They invented a game on top of a game.
Because he's a king. And yeah, it just rocks. We don't get enough movies like this. I feel like when you go back and look at like the 1940s and 50s, like they made tons of movies exactly like this. And they also made lots of other crap too, clearly. But it's nice that these movies exist. I know some people will complain that they only exist on like a streaming platform, but like Soderbergh doesn't seem to care about that. I certainly don't. I'm not going to be mad that I can't see this in a theater. I think if you live in LA, I believe the Landmark in LA is playing it, and a few other places, but like around here, no one's playing it in person, and that's fine. I'd like to see it in the theater, sure, but I'm really happy that I could just watch it on my laptop. It's still really good. The best movies work at home too, you know, so please watch this movie. Just watch it. Like, comment here after you watch it so I know you followed through and did the homework. If you didn't like it, you can tell me about it. I won't believe you, but I will respect your opinion. Thank you guys again for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can only give it 1 thumbs up. If you thumbs up twice, it'll just undo the first thumbs up, so don't do that. If you're not subscribed, this would be a good time to subscribe. It would be a good time to hit the little bell icon so you get notifications when I put out new videos, which is often, and then you will get to be the first person in line to see whatever my thoughts are about whatever new movie has come out. And if you have any thoughts about the film and you want to talk to me about Soderbergh, about crime movies, about any stuff like that, you can do so in the comments below because I love talking to all of you. It's a lot of fun. So I hope everyone's doing well, staying safe, being good to yourselves and each other. I will see you in the next video.